Okay, people, let's jump right into this. Welcome to the bloody apocalypse. Welcome to your dystopian nightmare update. I'm your unfortunate, poor, humble guide. Nicholas, of course. I don't have a lot of time, so let's get to it. I've shown you several times how Leon tampered with his AI Grok to turn it into more like Leon. I explained to you before the election, way before, a person named Alexander Dugin wrote a manifesto with the phrase Trumpo-futurism in it, said AI is the future, we must control it, it can't be woke. In other words, it can't tell the truth. We all know the things the Reich and people like Dugin and Alex Jones and others want to make disappear from the history books. We all know what those things are, so I don't have to list them for you. That's the point. We can't have the truth out there. That's what woke means. To Rubes, to Dugin, etc. And they know that. They're not stupid. They have an agenda. They want the world to be a certain way. And damn it, they'll subjugate all of us to make it that way. Unfortunately, they're all fucking moron babies who think they're smart. And the man gonna come round and throw a monkey wrench in all this. The kind of monkey wrench that, unimaginable, horrific nightmares are made of. That last for all eternity. Or simply end your eternity. That's what the babies, that's what the little children have in store. And you know who you are. So again, Dugin said we got to make AI like us. Picture the Reich, what it stands for. All the things in Scripture that explain the mentality, the hatred of women, etc. We know what a Reich stands for. I use the word Reich because it's the same as Germany, the Third Reich. These people believe it. They made it a religion. Now we must suffer them and it, unfortunately. So the AI must be Reich approved, movement approved, white supremacist, Nazi, Satanist approved. Good and evil has no place, good has no place, decency, morality, anything like that. So the AI must be made in our image, class. That's what Dugin was trying to say. You know what Dugin stands for. You know what Alex Jones stands for. You know what Donnie, Miller, etc. stand for. That's the image I'm fucking talking about, son. So I've explained how Leon's done it. I've shown you that. Up until Leon turned Grok into a Hitler worshiper, son. What does that mean? That means Leon's a Hitler worshiper. That's what it means. Because Grok didn't just turn into that on his own. And Leon shut that shit the fuck down. Real quick. Once he realized the monster, the reflection of himself that he had unleashed. Again, Grok didn't get those thoughts about worshiping Adolf Hitler literally from himself. Grok doesn't exist. Grok is an algorithm. A program. Like the fucking Matrix or something. So one more time before I say this. I've shown you how Leon has done this repeatedly 3-4 times. Got caught every time. Cold, red-handed. Dugin's manifesto, I read to you before the election. You're watching it play out. You're watching the social media platforms, the AI models, the different owners of the different AI models begin to conform with the Reich. Until ultimately, nothing but Reich-approved social media concepts and messages will be allowed. Nothing but Reich-approved media, news, etc. will be allowed. Only sycophants will be running the courts, running the government. We're almost there already. Running the military. So here's another example. Google, the adjudicated criminal, Google, their AI overview appears to block results on searches for Trump cognitive decline, but not for Biden. So here's a perfect example, and this is from a reputable person, Christy Jackson. I've followed him or seen his posts for a long time. He does not fuck around. He doesn't joke around. And he talks about real shit. One more time, Google AI overview. You know, when you do a search and it says AI overview, like a search. That's basically what it is. A more complex search where you get a report afterwards. They blocked results for Trump cognitive decline. I wonder why. Probably the same reason they just gave him $24.5 million. Probably the same reason they gave him $1 million when he first won. Re-election. There's a reason I'm telling you about this thing specifically and these things I picked out of the past 3-4 days. What really matters. Instead of just reading you every comment by Donnie, because we've done enough of that for now. We'll get back to it. Some points need to be made where you're at. Do you realize where you're at? The AI models are being tweaked to conform with this movement that will go global. It is global. The one that Leon's financing, Thale, etc. The one that your welfare is financing, because that's the only money Leon and Thale have is your welfare money, son, that you gave them. Businesses wouldn't have done jack shit without your money. Only reason they exist, actually, your money. That goes for Greasy Pete and Leon Scum. One more time, because I want to stress the importance of this. Not only do we have the straight-up Nazi Leon who did a Nazi salute, altering his AI to become a, straight-up Hitler worshiper. Now we've caught, or people have caught, Google hiding search results, just like Leon did with Grok, regarding Donnie's shitbags and his obvious fucking dementia. And mental decline and physical decline. This should bother you. This should scare you. These are concrete examples of your world changing for the real worse. To take you somewhere you don't want to go, son. One more time, I'm going to read the headline. Google AI overview appears to block results. Searches for Trump cognitive decline, but not for Biden. Biden's not even in fucking office anymore. This should scare you right here. Not to mention the $24.5 million bribe they just gave Donnie as well. The adjudicated criminal Google via a settlement. That should scare you. All the companies on board with the Reich should scare you, paying tribute, giving them settlements, and the tens of millions. That means they on board, son. So what does that mean, class? That means wherever the Reich wants to take us, all those companies are going to happily go along and herd us in that direction. They're going to throw us all off because only Reich approved will be okay. That's where all this is going. Sounds like a great world, doesn't it? White supremacist talking points all day in your ear. Wow, it sounds great. That hasn't been done before, has it? And again, I have to ask the question, how did the last Reich end up? How'd that work out? For Germany, for the world? I don't know. I didn't read the history books. Maybe you can tell me. How'd the Third Reich end up? Just asking. Sam Altman's AI empire will devour as much power as New York City and San Diego combined. Experts say it's scary. Fuck yeah, that's scary. You think that's not going to affect the rest of us? That kind of power and water consumption? More than LA? More than San Diego and New York City. And the commenter says regarding this, as if soaring food, housing, and goods prices weren't enough, now Americans are footing the bill for data centers, the backbone of the surveillance state. Indeed, where do you think all the information about you is going to be, son, for the AI to access in nanoseconds? Everything about you, son. Everything. Do you hear me? Already in the computer systems. Waiting for the completion of the system in its totality. You know, Greasy Pete with the surveillance pieces that go along with that. Data about you. And we've got no choice. There's 500 of these. They're building more and more. And your money's paying for a lot of it. Your welfare, again, for all these people. In other words, you're literally financing your own subjugation via your tax money paying ICE, giving their bonuses, paying their college, whatever. Via the welfare that goes to Altman, Greasy Pete, Leon, so they can build data centers with your money, son, to subjugate you with. Does the phrase data center not sound dystopian to you? Mr. Second Amendment Libertarian, Mr. Republican, Mr. MAGA. Oh, it's dystopian as fuck. And the sheer size and scale of them and the resources they use, again, I'm sure that won't have any impact on us, right, guys? Just Altman alone, more than New York, more than San Diego combined, son. Do you hear me? I don't know. I'm getting a lot of, visions of dystopian sci-fi movies with building complexes that go on forever, that suck up all the resources. While the peasants again fight for the scraps in a dystopian police state. With data centers, and again, what other purpose would there be but to have data about you? That the AI can reference quickly. Only reason for this, it's not going to better the world in any way, son. It's just where they want to take us. The people that all your welfare money goes to. And I'm talking about billionaires. Unbelievable, more than New York and San Diego. And again, I'm on kind of a surveillance type theme and an AI type theme with these opening few, and I don't have that many. Fucking chilling, because we're past the point of reading every statement. We get it. We get the themes. We know the agendas. Let's do this for a minute. Fucking chilling. Again, this is a random person, but this will piss off a lot of high-level military generals. After breaking fast tonight while preparing for dinner and catching up on the flood of missed calls and messages I heard from sources I trust, and what I heard stopped me cold. Anything else? Where'd you go to college? What high school you go to? Anything else? Anyway, the reason Trump and P.D. Hegseth gathered all those generals in one room was not just about loyalty speech. I'm hearing the Trump team used AI, facial recognition tech, during those briefings to monitor the generals' reactions in real time. What did I say the meeting would be used for? They'd look around the room when they said things, and they'd see who liked it and didn't like it, and they'd get rid of who didn't like it. They both threaten the audience of generals. If you don't like what I'm saying, if it makes your heart sink, you can leave. Donnie even added the caveat, you know, you can sacrifice everything you've worked for in your rank if you don't like what I'm saying. Petey Hegseth and Donnie Shitbags both made those statements to a room full of generals. So, did they use AI to scan the crowd and do all that? Probably, but you could just do that with footage. You could do that when you're giving a speech in front of the people as you're saying what you're saying, just looking around at the faces. Again, Donnie said he was going to fire anyone he didn't like before he got there, remember? I literally said this. I didn't know they were going to use AI, though. I said they were going to look at the reactions of the generals, and if they didn't like a certain reaction, well, you're gone. Because we only want loyalists. This is a Reich, and yes, we're doing it. I'm also hearing from my sources that this isn't limited to the generals. The same tech is being used as a tool inside Trump's orbit, a quiet weapon of power. I've also heard that the little Amazon doorbell cameras are going to start storing faces. And it doesn't have to ask your permission. How many people walk up to a doorbell camera? Just something I heard. I don't know if that's true. But this is rather frightening. And yes, this is the direction it's all going. And we all know what that meeting was. Donnie laid it out 9-10 different ways. Are you going to subjugate the American people for me? And if you don't like what I'm saying, let me look around the room. You can leave and sacrifice, your rank and everything you worked for. So again, technology, AI, facial recognition possibly used on these generals to, decide who to weed out. I told you they're going to do that. You don't assemble all those people in a room unless that's the agenda. This is a random commenter. Somewhere in America, a young Hispanic girl is hiding in an attic writing a diary. Fucking indeed. You're damn right. That should scare the fuck out of every American. And this is the excerpt from Anne Frank. I meant to post with that when I posted that person's post earlier today. Terrible things are happening outside. Poor helpless people are being dragged out of their homes. Families are torn apart. Men, women, and children are separated. Children come home from school to find that their parents have disappeared. Yep. That's America now, son. Raided a whole apartment building the other day. The whole apartment building wasn't all illegals, right? And so did the people that raided it. Did they give a fuck? No. You know what I saw of that building? Pictures after the Gestapo left of people going back into their apartments, which were trashed. Not only trashed, their belongings were stolen. Whole pieces of furniture, everything you can think of. It's like they just moved in and didn't have anything but a pile of trash thrown around the room. These are poor people too. These weren't really nice apartments. This wasn't some beautiful building. These people got their doors kicked in. They got dragged out of fucking bed. They got zip tied, whether they were U.S. citizens or not. They got their belongings stolen. They got their apartments trashed by the U.S. fucking government. It's over, son. I saw the footage. Please don't try and deny it. Please. Save your dignity, what little you got left, son. I couldn't believe what I saw, what they did to those apartments. As they had people zip-tied, half naked outside at 2 in the fucking morning, whatever time it was. Oh my God, it's so over. I can't believe how quick it's over. It only took 256 days to reach the zip-tying little kids at 2 a.m. on the street stage of this administration. Yep, son, it's fucking over. They got away with that. Precedent set. Now they can do it to any building. Gavin Newsom. Oh, Trump decided to order 400 members of the Texas National Guard. That's what Pritzker's announcing here. And Newsom saying it's an abuse of power and the whole thing. Yes, indeed it is. Remember, there's a court ruling that said Donnie can't deploy the troops. So what does Donnie do? He says, I'll take some troops from Cali. I'll take some from Texas, one of the traitor states. And that doesn't mean everyone that lives in Texas is a traitor. It means your government is full of traitors, mostly. Not all of them, most of them. And they're going along with the Reich, including lending troops to the Reich to do whatever they want. Invade American cities. So that's why they're a traitor state. That doesn't mean everyone that lives there is a traitor, though. I would never insult every Texan like that. So Donnie decides, all right, I have this court judgment against me. I'll take some troops from Cali. I'll take some troops from the traitor state of Texas, and I'll send those. So that went to court as well, quickly, an emergency kind of hearing. And the judge said, you can't do that. That's just going around my order not to deploy troops. You can't do that. So who knows? I expect Donnie will just ignore the ruling and send troops anyway. Nothing's stopping this. Especially a fucking judge ain't stopping this Reich. Not ultimately. Nothing is. I can tell by how smoothly and quickly it's all going, man. Oh my God, the speed of it. God, I hope there ain't 10 more years. I don't know how humanity will survive it. There is some scripture about at a certain point the days being shortened or nothing would live. I wonder what that's fucking about. And when's that going to start? 'Cause my God, the chaos, the evil, the pace of it, astonishing. I assume the pace of the wine press at the end will be astonishing as well. Much faster. Much more decisive. I assume. So remember, this is really what I wanted to talk about, because I don't have a lot of time. Remember the other day I presented to you the White House plan that Bibi and Donnie drew up for Gaza. I'm not going to go over all the points again. Go back a few videos, you'll see it. And I'm not going to show you the whole thing again. It was a 3-page document. It had about 20 points. One of them, of course, release all hostages and all remains of hostages. So right now we're at the point where Bibi is saying, this deal can go forward. We have to get the hostages back first. Then we proceed. Let's see what Donnie said the other day. This is from the 3rd. Is that today? I don't even fucking know what day it is. I'm going to read you what Donnie was saying. I'm going to read you what Hamas is saying. I was stunned when I read it. Donnie's is kind of long. I'm going to kind of jet through it. Hamas has been a ruthless and violent threat for many years. In the Middle East, they have killed and made lives unbearably miserable, culminating with the October 7th massacre in Israel. Babies, women, children, old people, many young men and women, boys and girls getting ready to celebrate their future lives together as retribution for October 7th attack on civilization. More than 25,000... Lost my place, I'm sorry. Hamas soldiers have already been killed. Most of the rest are surrounded, militarily trapped, just waiting for me to give the word go. Notice that sentence. Take note of it. Waiting for me to give the word go. For their lives to be quickly extinguished As for the rest, we know where and who you are, and you will be hunted down, killed. I am asking that all Palestinians immediately leave this area of potentially great future death for safer parts of Gaza. Everyone will be well cared for by those that are waiting to help. Fortunately for Hamas, however, they will be given one last chance. Great, powerful, and very rich nations of the Middle East, surrounding areas beyond, together with the U.S., have agreed with Israel, signing on to peace after 3,000 years in the Middle East. That's a point you need to take note of as well. A lot of words here, they're not important. Certain ones are, like that last phrase. Waiting for me to give the word, son. Ooh, that gives away a lot. With Israel signing on to peace after 3,000 years in the Middle East. I said it was supernatural, didn't I, son? Listen to Donnie talking about 3,000 years. This deal also spares the lives of all remaining Hamas fighters. That's in all caps. The details of the document are known to the world, and it is a great one for all. We will have peace in the Middle East one way or the other. There he goes again with that one. He said that about a lot of situations. We'll have Canada, Greenland, etc. All kind of things. He said we'll have it one way or the other. The violence and bloodshed will stop. Release the hostages, all of them, including the bodies of those that are dead now. That's in all caps, that last part. An agreement must be reached with Hamas by Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Washington, D.C. time. Every country has signed on. If this last chance agreement is not reached, all hell like no one has ever seen before will break out against Hamas. There will be peace in the Middle East one way or the other. That's in all caps again. Thank you for your attention, blah, blah, blah. Holy shit. So I read you the 20-point deal the other day, so they got that all hammered out. Donnie and Bibi. Sticking point is release the hostages. That's what Donnie's saying here, despite all these words. He's also saying he's in charge. He's also giving them a deadline. He's also talking about 3,000 years. We're going to get to the real thing. The point of why I'm reading you this other stuff. But for now, Ron Filipkowski. It is no coincidence that Trump, Hegseth, Miller, Noam, other members of the admin continue to make inflammatory partisan political speeches to military and law enforcement. Indeed, they know what they're doing. They are conditioning them now to embrace the planned war to come, their war against other Americans. It's become quite clear out of Donnie's mouth, Levitt's mouth, other mouths. They plan to exterminate liberals, son. They plan to lock liberals up. They plan to get rid of liberals. People with opposing ideas, philosophies to the right. They plan on getting rid of these people. They plan on setting mobs loose. We've got data centers, comments, all kind of things. They can figure what you stand for, son. That's why all of it's so dangerous. That's why we shouldn't be allowing it. Too late. Data already in the drives. Your water already cooling them. Your electricity rates going up as we speak because of the demand. Donnie said several things in front of the military. Again, I think I have one or two of them here quickly. They setting up the military. They grabbing the loyalists that are down with it. They sicking them loose on the population. Hitler locked up the liberals, socialists, communists first. That's what's happening here. Some have already been arrested, have trials, etc. Comey, they want to perp walk him. Any enemy to the Reich, liberal, anti-philosophy. Just like Hitler's day, same playbook, exactly. Ron's spot on with this. They're not hiding it. The rhetoric keeps getting amplified. Trump appeared... Oh, this is Noel Kassler. Anyway, I'm going to save that for last. Let's read this. This is Hamas's response, and the White House posted this, by the way, as if Donnie said it or something. Let's read this quickly. Important statement on Hamas's response to the U.S. President Trump's proposal. Out of keenness to end the aggression and genocide being carried out against our steadfast people in the Gaza Strip, and stemming from national responsibility and in defense of the constant rights, higher interests of our people, the Islamic resistance movement, Hamas, has conducted in-depth consultations within its leadership institutions, broad consultations with Palestinian forces and factions, and consultations with brothers, mediators, friends, in order to reach a responsible position in dealing with U.S. President Donald Trump's plan. After thorough study, the movement has made its decision and conveyed the following response to the mediators. Very cordial so far. It stays that way. Hamas appreciates the Arab, Islamic, and international efforts, as well as the efforts of U.S. President Trump, calling for an end to the war in the Gaza Strip, exchange of prisoners, immediate entry of aid, rejection of occupation of the Strip, rejection of displacement of the Palestinian people within this framework, and in a manner that achieves an end to the war and a full withdrawal from the Strip. The movement announces its approval of releasing all occupation prisoners, both living and remains, according to the exchange formula contained in President Trump's proposal, with the necessary field conditions for implementing the exchange. In this context, the movement affirms its readiness to immediately enter through the mediators into negotiations to discuss the details. The movement also reaffirms its approval to hand over the administration of the Gaza Strip to a Palestinian body of independence technocrats. Hamas is using that word as well. They down. Based on Palestinian national consensus supported by Arab and Islamic backing. As for other issues, including President Trump's proposal concerning the future of Gaza Strip and the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people, this is tied to a collective national position and in accordance with relevant international laws, resolutions to be discussed within a comprehensive Palestinian national framework in which Hamas will be included and will contribute with full responsibility, and written by Hamas. They seem to like Donnie. They seem to like the deal. They seem to be on board. I was fucking stunned when I read this. Gaza is ash. Donnie provided a lot of those weapons. Bibi is their mortal enemy. This is the most cordial letter written by terrorists I've ever fucking seen. What am I trying to say, son? Why am I reading this to you? Why is this the point of what I'm talking about tonight? They down, son. Can you believe it? And they seem to like Donnie. I never seen anything like this. Donnie has the right-wing religious Jews and Hamas wrapped around his finger. That's a fuck of a feat, even if it is at the point of a gun. Namely, the Israelis pointing the guns. You either have peace or we come in and kill you. Donnie's saying the same thing. I just give the word and you're all dead. That's what Donnie literally said in the message I read you. They heard that. They down with the 20-point plan. You heard their conditions. That was very cordial and nice. They sound like they like the plan. They sound like they like Donnie a real lot. And I know BB loves him some Donnie. You people with wisdom, you understand why this gives me pause, right? It should give you pause. No one was able to make this deal, even if it's at gunpoint. Let's forget that part for now. We know it's not a real peace deal. It's at the point of a gun. Literally. But very nicey language. Donnie's name mentioned 8-9 times. What are the ultimate? We are down. You have the Israelis and you have Hamas saying we are down. With the deal. I told you Donnie would make the deal, right? It's not made yet. It's this fucking closer than it's ever been before. The real one, son. The deal. And again, it's at the point of a gun, so Donnie don't get no credit for this. I'm just saying, you know what that means, those of you that have wisdom out there. You know what it means when a man makes the deal, right? We count 3.5 until he reneges. But you know what that means, who that man is that makes that deal. This is fucking history right here. You heard Donnie's post about 3,000 years. Donnie knows this is historic as well, and he wants to be king of it. Board of peace, son. Donnie's going to run it. Hamas loves himself some Donnie. BB loves Donnie. We going to see that temple. Donnie going to run this. Donnie has made the deal as far as I'm concerned. It's still not the beginning, the start of the deal yet. We're this fucking close. Both parties have agreed. I can't fucking believe it. Again, he fits all the criteria. It is frightening. All roads lead to the Holy Land, I told you. He's going to make the deal. I can't believe it. And that letter from Hamas tells me all I need to know. It's as good as done. It's as fucking good as done. I just can't wait till the signing day. The day it's official. That's when I'm beginning my count of 3.5. And I'm going to end with Noel Kassler because I'm charging the car and it's probably costing me too much money. Anyway, Trump appeared as unwell and unstable as any leader in history. My caution to you is that he has the potential to be much worse than any despots who have come before. I want to read that one part one more time. That's why I'm reading it to you. I told you this, remember? Back when he first won, I said he's supposed to be the worst of them all. I've said that over the years as well. Noel sees it as well, even though he's not a believer, I don't think, like me. Maybe he is, I don't know. But he sees it. And he would know, son. He smelled the diaper. My caution to you is that he has the potential to be much worse than any despots who have come before. Indeed, well, he has a bigger hammer than any despot has ever had, called the U.S. military. He's using it against us right now. And we can't do shit about it. He could use that on the rest of the world. So he has something that none of these other despots ever fucking had. The most powerful military and the most biggest arsenal, plus $1 trillion budget, this next military budget. No despot has ever had that, son. That's a dangerous fucking combination. Do not underestimate how drug-addled and out of his mind he has not only become, but has always been. Yep. He was slurry and dysfunctional 15 years ago when I worked around him and his family on Celebrity Apprentice. Yep. It has only gotten worse, and his family and staff will continue to cover for him as they always have. That's why the disappearances for 4 days, 7 days, 6 days. That's not normal. Presidents, you don't disappear for days at a time when you're the president. Ever. Ever. POTUS has basically been MIA since Tuesday's speech, and no one at the White House is acknowledging or admitted. Again, this comment from probably a few days ago. Yeah, he disappeared for days again. I think we saw him today, though, in a few things. One of the things he said, which I forgot to include in this little... he was doing a speech in front of the Navy or something. In front of our military. And he said, we got to get rid of this... We got to take care of this gnat on our shoulder, the Democrats. He said that to the military. Again, just like Ron was saying, Ron Filipkowski, getting them used to sicking them on you if they label you a liberal, whatever they need to. Enemy of the Reich. We're watching it play out. Our troops have been deployed against us already 3-4 times. More's a coming. Says in front at a podium of our military men that your money pays for. Got to get rid of this gnat on her shoulder, the Democrats. We got to take care of them. Just like Hitler. Back to the Israel thing. Again, that is enormous. That is fucking historical. Peace. A real peace deal in the Middle East. First one ever. The one. That's in the story, son. The man who achieves that, no matter how it's achieved, it doesn't matter if it's at the point of a gun. He's the one. The man that achieves that, it is written that he reneges halfway through. Alleged 7-year deal, that'd be 3.5. That's the way the story goes. Funny, a presidential term is 4. That's interesting. You're in history. You're about to see history. And that temple going up. That's the ultimate history. Donnie will make it about him. I told you, all roads lead to the fucking Holy Land. Look what we're about to see. Hamas is down. Israel is down. I've never seen this before. And they both they love Donnie. Again, even though I said all that wild shit and I believed it would happen, some of it I wasn't sure. But it was written. Holy fuck, this dude's about to make the deal. And both parties are down already. Resorts going up, temple going up soon. Donnie going to make that temple all about him like he does with everything else. Again, Donnie runs the Board of Peace, who decides what happens to Gaza. Maybe some gold Donnie statues going up too. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Have a good evening.